This is a requested story I wouldn't really find on my own from Daniel Lowe, who says, "Hi there, I like your videos. There is a story by NPR about child abuse in the Hasidic community. If you can, maybe say something about this. What have you heard? What this means within the Jewish context? How are rabbis supposed to channel their sexual urges? How ought these people be punished? Why are they so well protected within the community? Bless you, you have a good heart." So I read the article. I guess I'll link it, even though I think it's a very dangerous thing to slander the Jewish people. And you have to know, according to the Jewish definition of slander, even if what you're saying is 100% accurate, it's still considered slander. This is something that's lost in the society of everything being free, including, of course, free press. And it doesn't stop them from tainting the press any way they want, but I would recommend not to read the story. I'll summarize it for you the best I can without using names. Basically, there's one boy who claims to have been immersed in a ritual bath, and he was raped by another man, which is unusual because he doesn't claim the bath was empty. The bathhouse was empty. He claims his father was there with him, and rape takes a very long time for a man. And not a very long time, but I don't know. It just sounds a little unusual. And then there's another boy who claims that his another like a principal of a school, it seems, would fondle him over his clothing. And now both these boys are, of course, not religious, understandably, and they publish their story. Um, it's very surprising what happens in the Jewish world. Your question about how are rabbis supposed to channel their sexual urges is with their wives. Rabbis aren't priests, thank God. We know the first commandment given to men was be fruitful, multiply. The holiest thing in Judaism is to get married to a woman if you're a man, and if you're a woman to get married to a man, and to procreate, and to practice, to express your sexuality, and to be okay with it. This is something that's there's laws regarding it, but it's a part of Jewish life. It's a very important, it's a vital part of Jewish life, and you know we have special laws regarding when the woman is menstruating, if she's bleeding or if she's not hasn't experienced 7 clean days without blood. We're not permitted to touch her. But this just adds to the magic and the sanctity. It's like when they're in night of immersion, she's considered again to permitted, and after such a usually it could be a 10 or 14 day abstinence period, you feel it's like special again. It's new and it's very exciting, and it's every month, and you have this renewal of the relationship, the physical relationship that makes it new and exciting, like anything. So rabbis have a sexual outlet, and not only that, the Torah is very clear on its stance on homosexuality. Um, it's considered a transgression, and the word is teiva. This is like abomination. So it's very surprising to read this story. Um, you know, why these people protected. The story did mention that this principal at least was hired back in the school. You have to understand that a rabbi is this is ultimately very tragic, simply because these are people in positions where they're to be trusted and relied upon. I mean, we ask rabbis questions regarding Jewish law, and we really trust them with our very lives. It's sad when their evil inclination gets the better of them and is able to force them in the path of the opposite of holiness. Why are they protected? That's up to the community to decide. I wouldn't see any need to protect these people. You have to call a spade, in my opinion. If someone is wrong, then they're wrong, and at that point, if he's in my community, I'm not going to go to him as a rabbi. That's for sure. Not that I don't believe people can repent. Everyone can repent, but for me to trust him with my personal things, when there's so many rabbis out there, I'll find someone with a different record, unless I have a personal tie to him and he explains to me extenuating circumstances. But this is something, in my opinion, which is inexcusable, simply because of the violation of homosexuality and the trust of your child being alone with this person, and you violating that trust. I don't think I could ever forgive personally, but there are people who are much better people. Maybe they could forgive if that's the right thing to do. I'm not sure. I don't think so. But how should they be punished? The way to punish rabbis is simply to take away their job, unfortunately, and make them which is the most severe punishment you can give a man. A man without a job, a man without money, he's considered like dead because he can't feed himself and he can't clothe himself, he can't house himself. So make them find another line of work where they're not trusted with children, I guess, or where they're like a regular person. And that's pretty much your questions. What have I heard? I haven't heard much. I heard another story in another place. I won't repeat it, but usually, sometimes, first of all, you should know some of these stories that you have to always check them. Sometimes it's like kids making a joke. There's like one time I think a 22-year-old guy in Crown Heights, and like an Israeli wise guy, he just wanted to make trouble with religious people, so he claimed to be abused. So you have to make sure that it's a true story. Generally, you have to understand the Torah. The Jews take the Torah very seriously. In homosexuality, there's no gray area where it could be okay, it could not be okay. The Torah is clear, and anyone who does this is clearly violating God's will, and he knows he's violating God's will. So it doesn't happen so often. This is something where, as much as I'm like vehemently, I'm very opposed, let's say, to masturbation. And it says it's the most serious of the transgressions. This is masturbation. It's just you and your connection to God being tainted. With this, once you get another person involved, it's a whole other level of sin, in my opinion. And you really have to. I don't know exactly how these people will answer God. I have no idea. I think that's pretty much it. So one thing I will say is this should not discourage anyone from going to mikvah. The article mentioned nowadays mikvahs have cameras, which I don't think happens in Crown Heights, but the mikvah I go every day, and there's nothing dangerous in the mikvah. I mean, it's guys. If you're not comfortable seeing other guys, maybe you're homophobic. I don't know, but mikvah is a normal part of Hasidic life, and nothing wrong with it. It's actually very cleansing spiritually. You feel your davening is different. You feel your learning Torah is different. In the days of Ezra was the person who helped put together the Torah the way we have it today. In his days, he wanted to make a takana, a special rule, that we had to go to mikveh every single day. And the rabbis didn't really accept it, and it wasn't really accepted. And nowadays, because of Chabad Lubavitch, basically, there's mikvahs in almost every single community. Men's mikvahs too. Or sometimes you can use the women's mikvah if you have another one, but there's really no excuse not to be going every day, in my opinion. And it's something that really changes your feeling towards davening and learning, in my opinion, which is invaluable. I mean, this is the two things that make a Jew, is he learns and he davens. Okay, hope this helps, and may we never hear any of these stories again. May they cease to exist, and may our good inclinations overpower evil inclinations, and at least in the Orthodox Jewish world, and we won't succumb to homosexuality or child abuse, both very serious transgressions. Thank you so much, and God bless.